Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca.x. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast, and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. Recognizing the change of energy and frequency. What I mean by that is, I would love to encourage you to recognize the changes in your life and when they happened and what the energy and frequency was like. For example, you know when you walk into a room, if two people have just had an argument because the energy is like ice, the feeling in that room is just like, oh, okay, you can cut a knife through this. You know what I mean? It's so icy, it's like a cake. You can just slice straight through it because something's happened before you actually got in there. That's the energy of the room. And sometimes we can be blindsided in an environment, whether it be a relationship, whether it be at work, in a business, in a friendship, in a parenting relationship, anything like that. We can be blindsided and like rose-tinted glasses for things because we allow our feelings and emotions to get involved. Obviously, we're all human. We're having emotions and feelings and experiencing them and all of this. But when you can recognize the change in the energy and frequency, you can get to call it out quicker and you can actually stop all the dominoes from falling down, if you get me drift. So you can like basically call it straight out there and then you can then make the decision of the change of what you're doing, what direction you're going in, and what you're going to say, what you're going to do, all of this stuff. Okay, you can make much more clear decisions on things when you can recognize the changes. And the more that you embody the work of doing that, the inner mindset work, and it is all mindset and working on yourself in order to see things, because you're not rose-tinted glasses anymore, you get quicker at doing it. So you know whether someone's lying to you, you know whether, it's icy in that room. You know something's gone on, if you get me, because you can feel it. And it's not coming from a feeling of emotion, should we say. You can feel, as in sadness, happiness, all of fear, all of that stuff. But you can literally feel the energy and frequency that it's on, if you get me. So it really is amazing, powerful energy work that is done. And what I want you to do, if you're thinking this is a bit woo-woo, yeah, it's woo-woo, but it's true. And I want you to really think back to an experience that you've had, that you walked into a room, you were chatting in a conversation with maybe an ex that cheated on you or whatever, and you know something, like the conversation wasn't going, though it didn't flow the way it used to flow, or something was said, or a tone of voice, or something happened, you knew. That red flag was there, flying in your face, but you couldn't see it because you've got the rose-tinted glasses on and you thought it was green. Do you get me? You thought it was a green flag, not a red one. Do you get me? You have been in that situation, whether it's work, whether it's a personal situation with a friend, whether it's a relationship, whether it's with one of your kids lying to you, you know what I mean? Whether it be a stranger, anything at all. Think back. I can guarantee, honestly, right now, every single person I've asked to do this exercise with, they've said, yeah, because even if it wasn't you personally involved, the example I gave right at the beginning of this episode tells you everything. Because you have walked into a room where something's happened. Someone's come off a call, you've walked in on an argument or conversation, or it's a bit like, oh, wow, what just happened then? You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, okay then. And you know, because you can sense it. Your senses are still there. You just maybe not more alert than you could be, if you get my drift. So recognizing the change and the shift of the energy and frequency is absolutely massive. and it can change the trajectory of your entire life in any arena, whether you are in the workplace, whether you are having a conversation with a friend, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're observing something, whether you walk into a restaurant, whether you walk into a store, whatever it is, okay? And you don't need to take everything personally either. So what I mean by that is, someone may snap at you. Say, for example, you're in a store, you've bought something and you're buying something, you're at the till, the person snaps at you and says, well, have you got your card then? Or whatever. You don't need to retaliate and respond to that energy or frequency either. This is the other thing. It actually empowers you. When you can recognize it, it empowers you to not lower your vibration, frequency and energy in order to go into theirs. Okay? You don't have to play in their frequency and energy and their rules. Okay? So they may snap at you. They might be having a bad day. They may have been told that they're getting fired. They may have health issues. They may have someone in hospital. Someone may have passed away. Their dog might be at the vets. Anything at all. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But when you can recognize and give yourself the power to recognize the change of energy and frequency, recognize the energy, vibration, and frequency of people in conversations, whether they're writing to you on email or text or leaving you a voice note, having a conversation with you over the phone, on a video call, in person, anything at all. It empowers you to actually be able to recognise it, call it out and go, do you know what? Yeah, they're having a bad day. I'm going to cut them some slack or give them some grace or, just show some empathy. You know what I mean? And it can actually change the relationship that you have with that person. It can change when I walk into a room, I bring a different energy and frequency to every single room, every single conversation I'm in, different. And I can be sat, are you ready? This is an example. I can be sat on a Zoom call. I can have my camera on or off. It's irrelevant. I can not have my audio on, so I can be, muted and stuff on the Zoom. I can sit there and I can look at people and I can read their energy. I can see whether they're in pain. I can see if they're angry. But what's the biggest show for a lot of people as well, if you can't see it through them, is that you can hear it in the voice. You can hear it in the words they use, the tone of voice, the mannerisms, how they say it. Whether it's with aggression or whether it's with frustration, you can see it, you can hear it, you can call it out. Some people can do this, some people can't. I understand it's a natural skill that I can do, and it's an innate ability that I've always been able to do. And the thing is that where the things that I see, this. So that is the smart. If you can notice and recognise when a room or a conversation is just kind of changed completely, like your boss has told your mate off at work for something, you're like, oh, I nearly swore then. I'm glad I didn't swear on this podcast live. But you know what I mean? It's like, oh, wow, okay. And Jim Rohn used to say, wow, isn't that interesting? But it is interesting because when you can recognise it, it's like, oh, okay, I can do something about it now. But as I said, it also empowers you so that you can then see it, you've been showcased it, you can see the energy and frequency, but you can choose not to play in that. You can stop an argument before it's even gonna happen, shall we say, or you can change everything. You can remove yourself from the situation, the conversation, anything. And there has been a few Zoom calls that I've been on over the years where I'm like, yeah, the energy, I don't like this energy on this call. It's very negative. Or something else, you know what I mean? So really, really know and observe, all of that. But at the end of the day, it's all about your mindset. It's all about protecting your mindset, your energy, and your peace. I'm sending you lots of love. Pop over to my website, Rebecca.x.com. Lots and lots of things are on there. Lots of new things are going to go on there as well in order to help you along your journey and path. And I'm sending you positive vibes. I'll see you on the next one.